stadium is mid-sized in terms of capacity. Its capacity for decibel level virtually unmatched. Like when Kenny Wheaton took back the pick. Legends like Mariota and LaMichael ran wild. Welcome to Eugene and Austin Stadium, home of the Oregon Ducks. This is one of those benchmark opportunities for both teams, a mid-season top 10 showdown. As we'll see the number 9 team in the country, the Clemson Tigers, taking on the 6th-ranked team in the land, the Oregon Ducks. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, David Pollack, and Jesse Palmer with me. Guys, it's time to get it going. Clemson will boot it away to get this one started. Fielded in the end zone. It's low. Not nearly as much as he'd hoped. When he brought it out of the end zone, he'll be stopped at the 15. First down here from the offense. Looking for room, it's James. Pushed his way ahead, really good run to get it out to the 20, a pickup of 5. Love seeing these early season top 25 matchups. You can get a really good feel of how good these teams are, guys.
And the intensity is going to be big too, David, because the players, you know, on these teams, they've been thinking about this game for a long time. They knew they'd have a national stage, and they got a chance to prove just how good they are.
Oh, man, make that statement.
Ball's out. Defense coming up with a huge fumble recovery.
Well, it's a nice job by him making the catch, but guys, you got to secure the ball and put it away. The play's not over, and give the defender credit for knocking it loose, and the defense jumps on it.
This crowd, full throat, splitting the eardrums and letting them know it's going to be a long day. Out of the gun, they'll run it inside. And this one will be stopped for no gain. You can really set the tone for what's possible in your season in early season showdowns like this, both in the top 10 and both with the loftiest of goals.
This one's fun too, David, because we had this game circled in the offseason. We knew this was going to be a really good matchup early, and we're going to find out the answers to a lot of questions we have about both these teams.
Well, and sometimes it's hard to figure that out, right? Like, you don't get till mid-season, you're like, oh, they haven't played anybody. Out the gates, 2 top 10 teams, we get to find out really quickly who's legit.
Better find the earplugs. Here comes the noise, backing this defense on 3rd down. Back to pass, it's Klubnik. Fires to the tight end.
4th and short means I'm going for it nowadays. You see it all over college football. Everybody's using analytics and saying, I'm going to take my chances of going for it rather than punting. So great job by the defense, but you better get that next play ready.
They really have no choice here. This is a no-brainer. You go for it here on this 4th down. He'll try to throw and pick up the 1st down. Fires into traffic, intercepted. And they'll close in on him after a good return on the interception.
Timing has to be so good. We're throwing it his own defense over the middle of the field. The ball's got to come out specifically on time because these windows close really quickly. Ball there thrown a little bit late. As a result, it's an INT.
And Oregon has it back, and here comes the offense. Ball security always paramount. That football must be riveted to your rib cage, Jesse, and it wasn't last time.
And look, he knows that happens again. He's going to find himself on the sideline. So this is going to be a dude very motivated to make some plays on this drive.
Yeah, and I think it's frustrating, but you got to put it behind you. You got to move on. And this offense has to go through him anyways. You got to be able to run the football and have some balance.
Getting some heat. Hit as he throws. Oh, he should have had that one right in his hands, and he couldn't hang on. Typically, he makes that play. It'll be second down. Couldn't make the connection last time. Let's see if they throw it again. Quarterback changing the plays at the line. Looking to throw, it's Velez. He let that thing fly quickly, but he couldn't make the connection. They line up, and it is a long way to the sticks from here. On 3rd and long, trying to convert through the air. The throw. Zings it complete to the right. He will step out of bounds, but not before the big pickup and a first down for this offense.
And this quarterback wasn't thinking about taking off and running with that one. He was outside the pocket, but he kept his eyes down the field. He kept reading the coverage. He was surveying to find an open target. Accurate throw, and they get the first down.
That's 20. He's got space. He's run out of bounds, but a big play on that one, and it'll be a first down.
And we see another catch by this guy. This defense is going to need to do a better job of tackling the catch. In coverage, I know they want to slap the ball away, but if you can't do it and force the incompletion, you've got to at least make sure you're able to drag him down to the ground as soon as he catches the ball.
They're looking to pass from the red zone. Makes the grab. It's James. And he cruises his way to the house. Touchdown, Oregon! You thought it was noisy when the Duck rolled out on that motorcycle? Decibels through the roof in the House of Loud.
And what a great job getting this crowd going early. This is not one of the biggest crowds in the country, but Alson Stadium is one of the loudest places you will ever be in, and they love their Ducks.
About to kick it off after punching it in for the touchdown. He'll bring it out. It's Randall. And the return man is stopped, and that'll leave it up to the offense on the next drive. Listen to this crowd just shaking the girders of this place, trying to help their defense. Coming out on first down with the play fake. And this will be incomplete. A big hit there forces second down.
Not many receivers like to get hit. They just don't, okay? They're prima donnas. That's what they are. That's who they are. Nice job by the defender. You could tell he was catching the football. He was going to put a hit on him to make sure he had to think about something later, and you could see the ball pop out and fall to the ground.
That incompletion leads to second down and 10. To throw, it's Klubnik. Here he goes breaking the pocket. That pass is incomplete, and they might be fortunate it wasn't knocked free for a fumble. It'll be third down.
I don't care how talented you are as a quarterback, but your accuracy always goes down when you get hit. Nice job by the QB scrambling, working to his right, but he wasn't good.
What a snag by the defense. And they'll drag him down after a good return on the interception.
This is obviously not a great start for this quarterback here. 2 interceptions already in this game. He's got to do a much better job with his decision.
The Ducks ready to go back to work on offense. He's looking to throw it. Fires left. Can't make the grab. Quarterback just missed him a little bit. And it looks as if they buzzed down. Replay wants to have another peek at that last play. So the officials take a closer look, and the replay booth will overturn the call. And the Ducks trying to get a touchdown on 1st and goal. Now the quarterback changing the original play call. Wants to go up top. And they will score! Touchdown, Ducks!
This This offense is so good. Man, they can hurt you in so many different ways, and they do it so quick, so explosive. They can put small drives together, big drives together. They've really had a great year, and that's why they're a top 10 offense.
And he puts through the extra point. Lining up to cover the kick after that touchdown drive. Fielded in the end zone, it's Randall. He was bold to bring that thing out of the end zone, but he'll go out of bounds at the 17-yard line. Clemson ready to dial up some ball plays. They've got it on offense. To say this has been a slow start is a bit of an understatement, and they really need to get it going here, Jesse.
That's right. The opponent, they're firing on all cylinders right out of the gate. Offensively, for this unit, they've been slow and struggling. They need an explosive play to wake themselves up.
Yeah, and it's just the first quarter, so it's not the end of the world. You've seen slow starts, but you got to continue to pick and pick and pick until you find that play or that scheme that you can use against this defense.
You know, runs like this oftentimes are like a boxer in a boxing match. Obviously, it's not a knockout punch, but these are body blows. As the game goes on, these small gains are going to turn into longer runs.
On third down, he'll try to pick it up through the air. Got a man in the middle. Solid work and execution there. They'll have a first down as they mark it at the 40. We asked earlier this week, who's your favorite receiver? And, of course, he said the open one. But we know who he really wants to go to on third down.
The best one. I mean, I think the open one, obviously the politically correct answer, but you want to find the guy that you got that great chemistry with. You know exactly where he's going to be. You got that bond and that trust.
The pull and throw off the RPO. And good coverage by the defense, just a short gain.
Not difficult, not complicated, but early in the game, getting that rhythm. Find that timing with your wide receiver so you're set up for success. Then you go attack deep later on.
Went to the running game on first down. Now here they come again. Looking to pass. It's Klubnik. And the pass is incomplete, jarred loose by the hit.
Man, that's a big missed opportunity for the running back. I'm trying to find ways to feature this guy and get him the football in space and not just hand it to him all the time. And I'll tell you what, I'm a lot less likely to find those plays if he can't reel in those catches.
They want to just keep throwing it. Unloads to the wideout. Just masterful working that sideline and getting the toe down for the catch. Third down, a lot of times it comes down to not necessarily who's the most open, who do you trust the most?
No, it's not about the X's and the O's. It's about the Jimmies and the Joes. And when my guy's better than you and I get you matched up out wide and I know I trust you, I'm finding you.
This Clemson offense moving quickly down the field. One back in the backfield, and they'll give it to him.
And the defense doing a great job committing to the run. When you commit to the run like this, obviously you can give up some plays in the passing game, but you got to stop the run first.
After picking up a couple, it's 2nd and 8. He's looking to throw. Steps away. And it's picked off for the 3rd time today. Bringing it back. And a big return after the INT sets up the offense for this possession.
Well, he started rolling to his right, and because of that, it allowed the defender some time to close the distance between himself and the intended target, and his speed got him to the point he was able to come away with the pick.
They get him stopped after a 2-yard gain. Ball is at the 17.
They're strong and they're strong. Defensive tackles, they're strong. There's such big jokers in the middle where they just lock out those offensive linemen. And running backs, listen, they don't have much of a chance. When you got that 300-plus pound guy grabbing you around the shoulder pad, you tend to go to the ground pretty quick.
Man, what an opening quarter for this offense. They've got it again, 1st and goal. zone. Touchdown, Oregon! No midseason concentration laps here in Week 7 as they push out that lead.
Well, this offense is top 10 in the country in points per game because they've got a lot of speed and they've got home run hitters. They score fast. They don't need 10 plays to go down the field. You saw it right there. They've recruited well. They've got playmakers. They're going to be a problem for defenses all year long.
Almost ready to kick it away after scoring the touchdown. He'll bring it out. It's Randall. He's brought down at the 16. Would have been much better off to take the touchback. We'll see what they can do on this drive that starts at the 16-yard line. Out of the gun, the running back has it. Nudges ahead for one out to the 16. As they get set to snap it, time winding down here in the quarter. To the air, it's Klubnik. Tight end finds a soft spot. There to make the tackle, and that's how we'll wrap up this first period.
That's the end of the first quarter. With the score, Oregon 21, Clemson 0.
First down to start the drive after the break. Use the play fake, now to throw. Looking left. He's got an open man. And he'll ramble to the 34 before he's finally knocked down. This has been a staple of the offense at Clemson. Get those big receivers, let them make plays downfield, and it's been very effective over the years.
Yeah, and good quarterback play obviously helps, but when you got good matchups on the outside, it kind of makes the defense very predictable. Like, I got to give help. Okay, it helps my running game. You don't give help. Okay, I'm throwing to my freak out wide. So I think these guys on the outside with all that speed definitely are a problem for defenses.
They've got the screen set up. Didn't have much room to run and not a whole lot of help. Short gain there and still plenty of ground to cover for the first down.
Well, this offense will screen you in a variety of ways. They'll throw receiver screens, tight end screens. The running back screen also a big part of what they like to do, like you just saw there.
Picked up some yardage with that completion. Now second down. He's got it on the right. And he'll have to check his fillings after that lick, but he did get the first down.
Well, we knew coming into this game, this offense was going to try and get this receiver involved and get him involved early. So here they are just finding an easy completion. It's not a touchdown, but they just want to get this guy lathered up and get him into a run.
The aerial assault continues. A little too much on that one, just out of his reach.
Man, as a quarterback, you got to be careful. He's lucky there. If you miss high throwing over the middle of the field, oftentimes that results in interception. So lucky that ball was incomplete.
That last incompletion leaves him with 2nd and 10 from the 23. Back to pass, it's Klubnik. Makes the grab down the middle. He's brought down, solid pickup, but a little bit short of the first down.
And you see so many smart wide receivers, so many smart tight ends nowadays that they know where the holes in those zones are, and they work with their quarterback, and they find them, and they sit down in them and make big plays. It's tough to sit back in zone against such smart players nowadays.
Clemson trying to put its paws on a productive red zone trip. Here comes the option. He'll toss it. Headed to the end zone. And he runs it in for the score. Touchdown, Tigers. Big time touchdown there to get some much needed momentum.
You got to find something, right? Who are you going to go to make that big play to get you back into it? You're not back in it yet. It's not tied. You're not there yet, but you're starting to inch back into it and get some momentum going.
On to attempt the try. And after the extra point, they're now down 21-7. And let's check in with Kevin Connors in the studio. Kevin?
All right, guys, a little update on what else is happening in college football this weekend. Tulane is trailing right now, but it's only a couple of points. That quarterback just needs to show the poise of a young Sean King, and they are right back in this. It's a touchdown game. They're trailing by 7 to Washington. We'll circle back. If anything big happens, you should know about it.
Thanks for the update on that one, Kevin. Let us know when it goes final. And Oregon has it back, and here comes the offense. This offense has really been clicking in the game so far, Jesse.
No doubt. Everything their play caller is dialing up, these guys offensively have been able to go out and execute, David.
Yeah, and it's just maintaining the lead. Keep doing what you've been doing. You got a big lead. Let's just keep piling it on until they find an answer.
Last incompletion leaves them still sitting at their own 25 with 2nd and 10. Takes the handoff. It's James. Crosses the 30 to the 31, a 6-yard gain.
Keep pounding away at this defense and make them play the run. If you can get this many a chunk, they're going to have to commit more guys to the box, more guys to the run. Then you open it up for the passing game.
Big 3rd down coming from their own 31. Defense tries to get off the field. Quarterback checking off. Back to throw. It's Velez. He looks that one in nicely. Finally run out of bounds, but he has this offense rolling with a 1st down.
Well, offensive coordinators put in countless hours every week trying to formate and use different personnel groupings, shifts, and motions to give their offense a success on 3rd down. You can tell in this game, this offensive coordinator, he has put in the work this week.
And they'll stop him just short of the 1st down, just inches away from moving the sticks.
And that would be the definition of 1st down success. Putting yourself in a good position. It's 2nd and inches. I can do whatever I want next. I can take a shot down the field. I can run the football and get a new set of downs. Like, nice 1st down execution.
And on 2nd down for this offense.
29 Philly.
Quarterback quick pass to the receiver. He's close to the 1st down, but they're going to mark him just a little short.
Got to give the defense credit. Watching film, anticipating. They knew that this offense had this play in their back pocket. They knew about the speed of this wide receiver in different ways they were going to try to get him involved. Everybody on defense on the same page, playing together. I love it.
Muscling ahead on 3rd and short. That'll be enough for the 1st down as they stop him at the 43-yard line.
Really nice job on 3rd down by this offense. This offense has struggled on 3rd downs throughout the season. Not even in the top 50, but you know what? When you make it 3rd and short, when you have the run-pass option and you're not predictable, you can be more successful. So let's see if this offense can continue to put themselves in good positions.
He wants to throw. Oh, he's going to try to hit him deep. And he makes the catch inside the 10. They'll mark him down right there, but it is a big play, and they'll move the chains.
Well, Reese, you and I were talking about this before the game. How is this defense going to be able to deal with all the speed they have offensively? You saw them just rip off a big play.
And, Jesse, now their head's spinning just a little bit. Give up a big chunk play, and it's right back at them. This offense has been running up and down the field, and here they are, 1st and goal, a chance to tack on another one before halftime. They'll try to get it in with the run. And he's loose, and he'll take it to the house. Touchdown, Ducks!
You know, this guy's had a big role in this offense this year, especially when they get down close to the end zone. That's his 5th rushing touchdown on the year. He's been a factor for these guys offensively.
About to kick it away after scoring the touchdown. He'll bring it back looking for help. And the returner will be dragged down.
I think that's one the kick returner is going to want to take back. That was a ball he probably should have let run through the end zone, give themselves better field position, but now they are way back down.
Clemson has their paws on it, and they'll send out the offense. They find themselves in a pretty deep hole here, but maybe a chance to grab a little momentum and regroup at halftime.
Yeah, a big chance. Like this is an opportunity. This is the biggest opportunity in front of them in the game right now. You got to get some points on the board. You got to create something positive, Jesse. There hasn't been a whole lot to be positive about in the first half.
If I'm playing quarterback, I'm locating my go-to guy at receiver. Who can I count on one-on-one to go and make me a play? Maybe even one-on-two. Who can go up, catch the ball, get us some yards, and get us some points?
Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. Here's a quick throw out to the left. He is stopped behind the line of scrimmage. They'll lose yards on that one. On 3rd and long, he has to throw for it. Finds the big tight end. Gets the job done on 3rd down as he gets it to the 25 before he's brought down.
Man, this offense, they needed that one in the worst way, right? They're getting blown out in this game so far, and as we get close to halftime, they've got to be able to put a good drive together. They've got to be able to come away with a touchdown here, close the gap a little bit going into the second half.
The Tigers have it with a 1st and 10. Just a short pass to the tight end. And he goes out of bounds after a nice pickup on that one.
Well, this tight end, he's got size and he's got some athleticism, and he's very difficult to cover one-on-one. Defense is going to have their hands full with him today.
Offense in an empty set. Wants to throw. It's Klubnik. Throws to the wideout. And it is another interception. Just a terrible struggle for this quarterback. Didn't really get a chance to get started on that return, but he has set him up at the 41-yard line. The Ducks ready to go back to work on offense. They've been outstanding here in this first half. Might as well try for the knockout punch, David.
Yeah, confidence has to be at an all-time high. Great first half.
And the quarterback will be slung down back at the 43.
This is a good sign for this defense. The rate they were going, not touching the quarterback, him already having 2 touchdown passes in the first half, this was not going to be a fun football game to watch. Now they're turning the tide a little bit, getting a little bit of pressure, getting a sack.
On 2nd down, he'll fire. That's reeled in. It's Moss. Quick step and go. And he was just a couple of steps away from taking that one even further after the catch. The offense calls a timeout to stop the clock. They've got it 1st and 10 from the 25. He's going to pass. Forced out of the pocket. Going to try to get it himself. He's run out of bounds, but not before turning in a big pickup and moving the sticks for a 1st down.
I love it. I love the 1st down. Let's be aggressive. Let's throw the football. But how about the quarterback? He does a great job in the pocket, buying time. Up, nobody open, scrambles around, and more importantly, ends the run, gets the 1st down, and doesn't get whacked. Beautiful.
He just wisely got rid of that one. The worst thing that can happen to you is to turn it over on 1st down in the red zone.
And that goes down as incompletion, but that's a smart play. And the QB coach and the OC will be very happy with the decision of the quarterback. He got outside the pocket. He obviously was he's outside the tackle boxes. He knew he could throw it away as long as he...
Got some room, headed to the goal line. Touchdown, Oregon. And they add 6 more to the board with that trip to the house. Getting set for the point after. And the extra point sails through, and they have a 35-7 lead. A very efficient 5-play scoring drive. And the capper came on the run to the end zone from the 13. Coming out with it, it's Randall. That gamble did not pay off as they bring him down at the 12-yard line. One more snap coming before halftime. From From the gun, the running back looking for room. And he's able to get some positive yardage before he's brought down, and that'll bring us to halftime. That's the end of the second quarter. That means it's time to join Kevin in our halftime update. The Ducks will kick it away first, and we'll start the second half.
Set to advance on the play.
Let's see what he can do with the return. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. Clemson ready to dial up some ball plays. They've got it on offense. Huge deficit to start this third quarter. They just need to find something to build a little confidence.
Yeah, it hasn't gone well. When you're trailing by this much, this first drive, man, does everything matter and hinge on this? Because every possession in the second half is going to be critical.
Yeah, and I think if you're on offense, why hold back? What are you worried about? Nothing went well in the first half for you, and at this point, trailing by as much as you are, throw caution to the wind, be aggressive, and let's just see what happens.
Defense is about firing off, hitting the offensive guys, and staying in your gaps. Everybody knowing where they're supposed to be. You could tell the defense, everyone was right where they're supposed to be, nowhere to run.
Back to throw, it's Klubnik. Finds the tight end. And they make the tackle, but he has plenty for the first down.
It's not a great feeling on defense, too. When you're blitzing, you're expecting to get a sack. You're expecting to get a hit on the quarterback. If the offensive line and running backs pick it up, because now you have one less guy in the back end trying to cover all these receivers and tight ends, and you know you're in trouble.
The give to the back. Finds his way for 3 out to the 33.
I never know if it's grammatically correct to say a team is being out-physicaled. You hear it a lot in football, though. That's happening in this game. They are just not getting the push they need all game long up front to have any success when they decide to run it.
And that pass will be jarred loose on second down. That brings up third down.
And there's so much for a quarterback to think about. Stick it out of the belly. Do I pull it? Now when I pull it, I got to get my feet set, make an accurate throw to the right guy. So a lot of things going on. And I think that you saw that led to a little bit of inaccuracy.
Fires to the wideout. Another incompletion on third down.
Well, after struggling so much in the first half, you thought they would have made some adjustments here at halftime to see if they can open up this passing game. But early on in the second half, you're just not really able to get that done. Incompletion on third down in your own end, you're expecting them to punt.
Fourth down, and the punt team sends it the other way. Wants to return it. Everybody stays in their lanes well enough, and they stop him at the 31-yard line. And Oregon has it back, and here comes the offense. This has been exactly the way you draw things up, David. The offense has really been moving the football.
And it's been great execution. They've done exactly what they wanted to do. Build the lead. Now Palmer's a different animal. Now you got to protect him.
You can tell they were paying attention in practice this week in the film room because they have gone out, everybody right now on the same page.
Got a little work done on first down. Now back to the line. Receivers telling the quarterback what they see. Dropping back, it's Velez. Makes his connection. They'll get him down, but not before he crosses the 50. He's down to the 49. That big pickup on what they call the drag route, but if you hit it on time, you can hit the turbo booster.
And you've got to be accurate on the throw, too, Reese. Nice job by the QB there, putting it out in front of his receiver to make an easy catch.
And the defense gets to the quarterback.
And nice answer by this defense. You give up a big play, you go take a big play. Sometimes you get down on yourselves and one play turns to two. Nice job by this defense getting a sack, creating some momentum.
That offense having to deal with the last thing you want on first down, giving up a sack as they just flying through the air like a superhero to make the grab.
Man, I love those guys that are willing to put their body on the line, and he does it right here, man. Just lays out. That ball's coming in. You can see it from several yards out, making that play, laying out, keeping the football from touching the turf. Great concentration, great effort by the receiver.
The defense trying to get a stop on third down from the 44. From the gun, wants to pass. Quick completion on the out route. He will step out of bounds, but not before the big pickup and a first down for this offense. The Ducks look to keep this drive humming. They'll throw it on first down. Coming after it. Can't find the man, and he'll be knocked down at the 40.
That defender is a matchup nightmare for any offensive lineman to block. He's got athleticism, he's got length, he's got flexibility. He put it all on display on that sack.
After the big first down sack, it's second down. The receivers often will run their route based on a side adjustment. He fires one deep down the right side. Touchdown, Ducks! And the pummeling has started. That's his third touchdown pass of the day. The defense has no clue how to respond right now.
No, and the defense has had absolutely no answer. He's been on the money. He's been on fire, making the right decisions and just carving this defense up.
And with the extra point, they push the lead out a little further. We check in with Kevin Connors. What's going on, Kevin?
Dynamite matchup this week, fellas. Let's show you what's going down. Vanderbilt is currently trailing, but this has been a back-and-forth affair. If that quarterback can find a little magic a la Jay Cutler, this might not be over just yet. They're trailing by just 4 to UAB. Just another week of college football where we've come to expect the unexpected, fellas.
And how about that one? Kevin will be keeping an eye on everything going on elsewhere. Looking to go up top on first down. And the quarterback caught up to and sacked at the 12. Just a great job defensively, making him go through his progressions, and he really didn't have time to do it.
And that's exactly what you do in zone coverage. You drop in your spots, you read the quarterback's eyes, make sure you take away that quick stuff, and a great job rushing the passer and getting the sack.
From the gun, the running back has it. Breaks the tackle. They make the stop, but not before he takes a chunk out of what they need to move the sticks.
Listen, defense is about energy. It's about passion. It's about physicality. They need a little bit more of that. Get the guy on the ground. You can't let guys break tackles. What could have been set up in a long yardage situation, now it becomes an easier situation because you couldn't get him on the ground.
Quickly to the tight end.
You know, sometimes when you're throwing against zone coverage, you need time for the routes to develop. So nice job by the quarterback there, being patient, allowing his receivers to work themselves over.
So Clemson is lining up to punt this one away. This will be the second time they've had to kick it away.
Returner runs out of bounds.
Ducks ready to go back to work on offense. Man, what a drive last time for the touchdown. That passing attack was lethal, David.
Yeah, and you know, you hear all these stupid commentators like me and Jesse talking about create balance, you know, run and pass. No, when you throw that good, spin the ball around.
So the defense has to find a way to affect the quarterback on this drive because last drive he had way too much time to throw.
Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. The RPO fire complete to the left. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that. Using him out of the slot, he has just been unstoppable.
And I love putting dynamic athletes in the slot that I can move around, that I can put in motion, that I can make him go in or out. I can put him off the ball so you can't get hands on him, and they've really featured this guy today.
That's the end of the third quarter of play. With the score, Oregon 42, Clemson 7.
Now facing a third down as they line up after the break. Dropping back, it's Velez. Fired in there, but incomplete.
And that is a frustrating possession for this offense. You wanted to run the football, maybe take some time. You did the opposite. Got in a bad situation, threw the football, stopped the clock. Not how you manage a game late in the fourth quarter.
And it looks as if there will be no return here as the punt goes out of bounds. Clemson has their paws on it, and they'll send out the offense. The last time we saw this offense, we had to look quick. It was a 3-and-out, Jesse.
They just had no rhythm in that last drive. So someone's going to have to step up and make a play, David, and get this thing going.
Yeah, let's find some juice. Find your guy. Find those plays that you know you can run inside out, forward, backwards. Get some first downs. Get some positive momentum.
Free yards. First down for the offense after that penalty. They'll try it over the left side. Solid fundamentals on that tackle from this freshman.
That's a really good job by the defense, wrapping them up, getting them on the ground. Take away that run game. Make them one-dimensional, put them in passing situations. Really good job by the defense.
Picked up 2 yards on that last one. They need 8 on second down. Running back searching for a hole. And he has a solid gain before the defense bottles him up.
I think you run that play so you stay out of third and long. Third and long is not where an offense ever wants to thrive. Third and medium, hey, I'm good with that. So you run that play to make sure you're set up for a good third down.
A quick completion to the left, looking for the first down. Now they're really starting to threaten as they pick up the first down at the 34-yard line.
The offense has struggled. They're not going to win this game, but trust me, this coaching staff is still trying to find things to build off of for next week. And after an explosive play like that, maybe they can generate just a little bit of momentum and gain a little bit of confidence that they can keep coaching up heading into their next game.
Makes the grab. He's run out of bounds, but a big play on that one, and it'll be a first down.
And I love the awareness by the wide receiver on that play because I'm not sure that route was supposed to be that deep. You got to wonder if the receiver decided maybe to adjust the route a little bit to make sure that he got the first down.
The Tigers are moving quickly down the field. Leaves it with the back. Not a whole lot of room there. 3 yards maybe. 2nd and 7.
Brings up second down.
Going to work in the red zone. They can't pick up the first down without getting it into the end zone. Now on the option. He'll pitch it. And he rolls into the house. Touchdown, Clemson. Once the game reaches this point, you start thinking ahead and how you can find something positive to take into the next game.
Dang right. Keep the offense rolling. Try to find some plays that I can use throughout this season that I can have some more success, or I guess have success. I haven't had a lot of success today, but I'm looking for the future.
He'll try to tack on one more. blitz the uprights. So that scoring drive took only 6 plays. And it was capped off with the 8-yard run.
42, Clemson, 14.
About to kick it off after punching it in for the touchdown.
Kick this one away.
And he's coming out of the end zone. Stopped at the 17, and he's probably second-guessing that return.
Oregon Ducks will take over 1st and 10.
And Oregon has it back, and here comes the offense. Boy, 3 and out last time, David. They'd like to be more productive this time around.
Yeah, in the last drive, nothing really clicked. No rhythm, got off the field really quickly. They need to put something together here, Paul.
Yeah, David, bad execution on that last drive. So they got to take a collective breath and start playing like a unit on this drive.
After picking up a couple at 2nd and 8. They'll keep it on the ground, trying to milk the clock. Got it across the 20 and out to the 23. A pickup of 4.
Well, that didn't bust for a long one, but now 3rd down becomes very manageable. It's not 3rd in eternity. Now the whole playbook, short passing game, long passing game, all of it's available.
So what do they have for 3rd and short from their own 23? Quarterback reacting to what the D is showing. Looking for a man. It's Velez. The sweet feet buy a little time. Got his man on the right. And chunk plays are the name of the game, and they get one here before the defense finally makes the stop. They showed great trust in their quarterback right there, and why not? He's had an outstanding game.
An outstanding game, has taken care of the football. Now late in the game, you got the lead. That 1st down now tells me now it's time to start running the football, run the clock, get out of here with the dub.
They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one.
It's going to be tough sledding for the offense here. They're trying to ice this game by running the football and bleeding the clock. They've got a pretty good lead here late in the game, but the defense knows the run's coming, right? So they're going to be loading the line of scrimmage, getting stops like what they just did. Be interesting to see what the offense does on this next one.
We've reached the 2-minute warning, and this offense is that much closer to salting away a victory. And here comes the offense on 2nd down. Give to the running back. And he does a really nice job finding open space and making a good gain before the stop is made.
And this is exactly where you want to be as an offensive coordinator. Like when you've got the lead late in the football game, just run the football, eat the clock. Man, they put a good day together. They've had their way with this defense. A lot of positive things to point to. This is one of those weeks when you watch tape, it's going to be really fun to watch it. Not like when you get beat up. A lot of big plays from this offense.
The offense will have to use its first timeout of the half.
Timeout, Oregon.
The defense trying to get a stop on 3rd down from the 44. They'll stick to the ground looking for the marker. They tried to go smash mouth on 3rd and short, and it did not work against this defense.
Great job at contained by this defense. And in order to do that, the end man on the line of scrimmage defensively has got to be able to set the point and force the football back into traffic. And that's exactly what happened there.
Unloads to the wideout. Fires into traffic, picked off. And he's wrapped up after a solid return on the pick.
Obviously, this game hasn't gone the way they would have liked, but coaches are always looking for positive moments and things that you can build on. How about that young man going out, getting an interception? Yeah, they're being blown out. They're probably not going to win this football game, but that is the type of play that as a coaching staff you can build on for next week's game.
Clemson ready to dial up some ball plays. They've got it on offense. Not a lot to feel great about in this one, Jesse, but I'm sure they'll try to seek out some positives.
Well, this might be an opportunity, too, Reese, to go back when they watch this game and just find the plays and the schemes that were working. They weren't a lot, obviously, David, but maybe an opportunity for the coaching staff to condense the playbook a little.
I was going to say, there's not a lot of good to go back to. That'd be a quick film session because there was more negatives than positives. But when you look at this week you've got a week to figure it out, figure out what your offense is going to be moving forward.
And they pick up just a few on that completion. Clock is still running, and they have to get everybody lined up. Back to throw, it's Klubnik. He's taking a deep shot. And that one's incomplete. They weren't just trying to move the chains. They were trying to move the scoreboard. Instead, it's 4th down.
And this defense has put a game together. Like, it is hard to put all the facets of defense together. Run defense, pass defense. They've been so good, man. Dialed in. You could tell they were ready. They were fast. They were physical. They dominated this football game.
The offense failed to convert on 4th down earlier, but that didn't change their thinking here. The completion well past the sticks. They get him on the ground, but not before he gets enough for the 1st down. The timeout stops the clock with 10 seconds to play.
Timeout, Clemson.
Here comes Clemson with another 1st down. Looking to move it through the air. He'll loft one deep down the left side. A sensational grab down the field there as they try to at least put a positive spin on the end of this game.
1st and goal, Clemson.
And after this play, the cake will be baked. Looking to throw. Lets it fly. And the pass will be incomplete, looking for a little window dressing at the end, but the ball game is over. Winning can become a habit. Now they've won back-to-back games and probably building a little confidence.
And you want it to be a habit. That's what you talk about as a coach week after week. Let's build. Let's create momentum and continue to build on it. And then you look up at the end of the season, you never know where you could be, what dreams you could bring to reality.
At the end of the day, I think good teams find ways to win games. And over these last 2 games, it hasn't always been easy. They've had to overcome some adversity, but at the end of the day, they were able to step up, make the plays necessary, and do that. Very, very impressive.
That's going to do it for us. For Jesse Palmer, David Pollack, our entire broadcast team, I'm Reese Davis. This has been another presentation of EA Sports College Football.